1, 2, 3, 4. Mike and John got it going on. Mike and John got it going on. Mike and John got it going on. Mike and John got it going on.
This is going to be big.
Is it?
Really big.
That's what they all say.
Big is in the eyes of the beholder.
Really?
Just like beauty, yes.
Yeah.
It's Mike and John got it going on. Mike Marino, John King.
You know what? I think for once we're going to tilt it just a little bit.
Toward mine?
Yeah.
Whoa, are you feeling okay?
Yeah, there you go. It was a little. There you go.
All right, thanks. It's light blue shirt day. We didn't know that.
I went classy with the collar.
Well, when I think of class, I think of you.
Who doesn't?
It's kind of, you should be in the dictionary definition, at least the picture. Here's class. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Class of 84.
Yeah, it should be. Let's see. We've got today's trivia question or the answer to last night's trivia question.
Right. Chance to win some tickets to see play at the Dial.
Dinner and theater.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in just a little bit.
Dinner theater.
Dinner.
Or just dinner.
Yeah, so we'll get to that in just a little while. Also coming up today, details on our podcast for tomorrow. We're going to be doing the show
on Friday.
On the road.
Yeah,
yes.
Friday at the Howl Nutrition.
It's their Customer Appreciation Day going
Right.
on.
We'll be there live from 7 to about 8. We want you to stop by and say hello, be a part of the podcast.
And we've got some Mike and John giveies. Yeah, freebies we're going to be handing out while we're there. So stop on by, get some tea or a smoothie, a way to start your day. And maybe you'll be a part of the podcast too.
Who would want to be a part of this?
Wait a minute.
You could be here.
Hold on.
What?
We'll be wearing our Gigo gear.
Yeah. Wow.
Do you have one with a collar?
No. Do
Okay,
you?
so you're not. No. So I just
We haven't-
wondered if you're getting all classy.
We need to talk to our merch store manager.
You know, you can probably get a golf shirt with Gigo on it.
Well, you should.
Gigo golf.
You have to have a specialty made.
Tiger Woods would like a Gigo shirt to wear. when
Well,
he's out golfing.
yeah, he would.
Yeah.
He asked for it, and we said, "Hey, you got to buy one like everyone else, fella."
Like Shooter McGavin has.
Shooter McGavin. Nothing like some finger guns.
Yes. All right. You ready to get this show on the road? Gigo News brought to you by Cooper and Binkley Jewelers in downtown Brighton.
All right, here's what's going on. A gun safety bill sponsored by 8th District Democrat Alyssa Slotkin passed through the House of Representatives Wednesday, part of a package of bills meant to deal with the crisis of gun deaths and mass shootings. Slotkin's Safe Guns, Safe Kids Act requires gun owners to safely store their firearms when kids could reasonably access them. She introduced the bill in the aftermath of the November 2021 shooting in Oxford High School, which left 4 high school students dead. It was included in the Protecting Our Kids Act. That was a package of bills that would raise the purchasing age for semi-automatic rifles from 18 to 21, ban the import, sale, manufacture, transfer, and possession of large-capacity ammunition feeding devices, and establish new federal crimes for gun trafficking and straw purchases. The legislation passed 223 to 204, with 5 Republicans voting for the legislation and 2 Democrats voting no. While it was expected to pass, it faces an uphill fight in the Senate where 10 Republican votes would be needed to overcome a filibuster. Speaking on the House floor Wednesday morning, Slotkin said she had no illusion on how partisan the fight for the legislation was going to be, but that she knew, quote, straight-up selfish interest in being reelected, end quote, was guiding her GOP colleagues, but she encouraged them to prioritize public health and public safety over political concerns. Legislation to curtail race or gender stereotyping in Michigan classrooms continues to move through the state legislature. House Bill 5097, co-sponsored by Republican State Representative Ann Bolin of Brighton, would alter the State Board of Education's curriculum standards to prohibit statements, beliefs, or ideas that individuals hold a collective quality or belief or bear collective guilt for historical wrongs on the basis of their race or gender. The bill was the subject of a hearing Tuesday by the Senate Committee on Education and Career Readiness. The only 2 Democratic committee members, Senators Dana Polhanke of Livonia and Erica Geis of Taylor, walked out of the meeting in protest. Geis, the only person of color on the committee, said the legislation was not serious and did not address things teachers actually want or need. If eventually passed, the bill is unlikely to be signed into law by Democratic Governor Gretchen Whitmer. And a Fenton-based home health care provider has been ordered to pay more than $93,000 in back overtime and damages to 23 workers. Independent Home Care of Michigan, LLC, and its owners, Merritt Clark and her daughter, Catherine Flick, failed to pay overtime between January 23rd of 2018 and June 1st of 2019. That was a requirement of the home health care final rule, which went into effect in 2015 and mandated staffing agencies to pay overtime to companion service workers after 40 hours. The judgment, in which $93,331 must be paid to companion workers, including more than $46,000 in back wages, came from federal judge Victoria Roberts after a 2-day bench trial last month. Investigators with the U.S. Department of Labor Wage and Hour Division determined the company violated the Fair Labor Standards Act when it failed to keep accurate records of hours worked and rates of pay. And that's what's going on.
And news brought to you by Cooper and Binkley Jewelers in downtown Brighton. Mark and Barb Binkley, priding themselves on offering something special for everyone and recognize that customer satisfaction is the sole purpose of their business. You know, Father's Day is coming up.
I did know that.
If Dad's always late, perhaps a new watch from Cooper and Binkley Jewelers. If Dad lost his wedding ring, I said lost. Or perhaps, I don't, and you know why?
Why?
Because my wedding ring is in the cupboard.
Why is it in the cupboard?
Because I'm a swinging guy, John.
No,
but if I needed a new replacement wedding ring, I would go to Cooper and Binkley Jewelers. Custom design, or you could get something from Simon G. Zagani, or more at Cooper and Binkley Jewelers. You know why my ring's in the cupboard?
Well,
Because
we were
when
waiting.
I work out, I
you
didn't
left
wanna
me in
take-
suspense.
When I work out, if I'm doing a pull-up, I don't want to tear a finger
I
off.
see.
That's the excuse some guys use, not me.
Yeah, I couldn't use that excuse. I'd be like, really? Okay.
First, you got to be able to jump up to the bar to do a pull-up. But Cooper and Binkley Jewelers,
Can you
your
bring it down to
one-stop
me?
Shop.
Does this bar lower?
Perfect. One of the Father's Day gifts, or any kind of one-of-a-kind keepsake. Stop by Cooper and Binkley Jewelers in downtown Brighton, or online, cooperandbinkleyjewelers.com. Today is Donald Duck Day. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Today's Donald Duck Day. And did you know that Donald Duck has a middle name?
I did not know that.
We're gonna
wow,
find
there's
out.
all kinds of new information to fly at me
We are
today.
going to find out what Donald Duck's middle name is.
Can you do a Donald Duck impression?
No, I don't do impressions, John.
That's not your style. My set doesn't include impressions. I only do original comedy.
Our question last night in the Wednesday night trivia contest, according to a recent survey of women, almost 30% said they own a favorite one of these.
Right.
And chances are pretty good they've had that favorite one of these for about 10 years, perhaps even more, according to some of our answers.
Right. And some very interesting answers.
So, coffee mug, pretty popular guess. Kendra says radio station. We say, Kendra, you should just say a podcast now.
Right.
Lipstick.
Can opener was an interesting one, I thought.
That's my favorite can opener.
When I saw it, I go, well, that's a weird answer. And I go, well, wait, how long have we had our can opener?
Yeah.
But is it a favorite?
I mean, do you have two to choose from?
No,
Don't you have to have
just
more
have
than
one.
one?
Just have
that's
one.
my favorite can opener. A skillet or a pan. You know, when you think of it, if you do the cooking, you got your. This is my go-to.
Right.
So I could understand, or even
that's true. Well,
somebody else said a stove burner, which I think ties in because it's like,
well,
this is the one I use all the time.
That's for sure. We all have a favorite stove burner.
Who doesn't?
What's yours?
It's the
Mine's front left.
front right because it's closer to the sink.
See, front left is closer to my sink.
Sweatpants or leggings? Another great guess. Kid.
Wait, you have 10-year-old sweatpants?
Oh, I got 10 pants. I got sweatpants that are at least 10 years old. I don't know that one's a favorite. Hairstylist would have been the first thing.
Sure.
You've got a favorite hairstylist.
I'm my own favorite hairstylist.
So there you go. Do you tip yourself? I wouldn't.
I go, hey.
Perfume, another, my favorite scent. The Lucky scent. And I think some guys probably have that too, right?
Well, sure.
Yeah.
I used to, and they discontinued mine. I used it for more than 10 years.
Was it Drakkar?
Was Photo.
Photo.
They don't make
Was
it
that
anymore.
Lagerfeld?
I think it was Lagerfeld.
That was Lagerfeld.
They don't make it anymore. And I'm like,
Did you get
hey,
a
what
free
the hell?
tote bag with that or a gym bag?
Maybe at some point.
You go-
Yeah. I can't find. I had to switch scents. That was quite a tough time.
Tough break. Oh my gosh, the photo's almost gone.
That was a tough time.
Did you go on eBay to see if you could
I did, and it was ridiculous. Here, I'll go. You can find it. And I'm like, no, sorry. I'll use some right guard. Never mind.
Good old English leather. No. All right. The answer, by the way. The answer. Well, here's the thing. answered fairly early on. I don't know if we can count this as correct or not.
Okay.
Because the answer is answered with a question. The right answer. Alana said, "I hope it's not a bra."
Right.
And it is a bra.
It is a bra.
So can we count Alana as the winner?
Yeah.
You're answering the question. Well, I hope it's not a bra. I mean, I probably have.
If you're going to be
underwear that's-
hyper technical, if you're going to be that kind of guy,
I say, oh no.
if you're going to be that guy,
Okay,
well,
Photo.
according to subsection 2.
All right, wait a minute. Let's
Paragraph
spur on
C.
some conversation here.
Okay.
All right, Alana says, "I hope it's not a bra." 10 years with a funky face.
Right.
And then Monica chimed in and said, "I thought that!" Exclamation, exclamation. And it says, "Actually, I have one that old. Very expensive and washed by hand. So,
Yeah.
I
It's
mean,
okay.
that's a classy,
It's
expensive
okay.
bra. Probably bedazzled." And then Alana says,
Wow, you got an active
wait a minute.
imagination over there.
Wait a minute. Alana tells Monica that that's acceptable as long as it's only worn occasionally.
Well, yeah, you can't wear it every day.
No, you don't want
You got
that.
your everyday bra.
Oh, I
Then you
see.
got your special use bra.
I always feel guilty when I walk through the bra section of the store.
Why do you feel guilty?
I don't know. It's just a
well,
weird feeling.
okay.
It's a weird feeling.
Lay down on my couch. Tell me about this bra thing you have, sir.
So, yeah. So, I guess, all right, since I can't be picky, Alana the winner.
Yeah.
Of Dinner for Two.
I think Alana's got it.
Show for Two at the Dial in Pinckney. To check out that show right there.
This show right
That
here.
show right
the
there.
curious
Yes.
incident of the dog in the nighttime.
Yes.
Yes, we talked to Austin McCoy yesterday, one of the actors in the play. And so it opens up this Friday night and runs through July 17th at the Dio Theater in Pinckney. And of course, go to diotheater.com if you want to get tickets and find out more about the show. It looks like a pretty interesting show.
And maybe Monica will go along with Alana and she can wear her occasional bra.
Don't ask me about it. That's just rude. So I could get 2 ounces of Lagerfeld's photo for $100. It's a teeny little bottle.
You're worth it.
Oh, am I? Okay, sure.
Just to smell that
I'm like,
good.
you go to hell. that's my answer.
Here's the other thing. When you're talking about colognes, I haven't worn cologne in a long time, but I remember when Calvin Klein came out with Obsession,
Right.
and they had men's obsession and women's obsession.
Yeah, of course.
I think it was the same crap in a different bottle.
I think
'Cause it smells
right.
very, very, very similar.
They took the women's obsession, which they put all the time and effort in,
Sure.
It's
like, oh,
and then
good.
the men's they dropped in a drop of scotch or something. Boop. There, that's the men's.
Okay. Yeah. So photo was your go-to.
It was.
Yeah.
Then my wife found some stuff at some yoga studio, and that's what I used. I think she got it for $9.99 for a 100-ounce bottle or something.
It's the Jean Naté for men. Is it Aviat? Ooh, he's got the Yogi perfume on. It's called Yogi Bear.
What about a little Charlie?
Yeah, is that still around?
Kind of wow, kind of now.
Kind of young, kind of free, kind of now.
Charlie.
It's time for Rich Perlberg and The Less You Know, brought to you by our friends at the Genso team. The Less You Know.
Yes. Genso team at Remax Platinum, if you want to know less. A conversation with Jordan about music will help you get there. But if you'd like to know more, Jordan loves teaching people about the real estate transaction process and current market conditions. Give him a call, 248-444-9777, or you can find him on Facebook, Jordan Genso, Community Serving Community Realtor.
And Rich Perlberg joining us for The Less You Know. And since we're talking music right off the bat there, I'm kind of curious, Rich, which album would you throw on in that time of I'm going to kick back and listen to something good from way back when?
Man, you kind of warned me to answer a question like that.
It's on the spot.
Yeah.
I could not come up with it. Was probably, to relax or to get fired up.
Yeah. All right. Let's say you're gonna relax. We're gonna give you both of these now. So you're
probably. I would probably. If I call me again tomorrow when I get a chance to think about it. But off the top of my head, a real old one by Carole King, Tapestry.
Oh, yeah, that's the classic.
Yeah, he feels the earth move. All right, now you're getting ready to go for a run or a workout or get pumped up for an event.
Other than the theme from Rocky, what do you listen to?
Oh man, I do. I used to have a series of a playlist, but
A playlist is what we used to call a mixtape.
yeah, I used to have my cassette tapes.
Right. Remember cassettes?
But no, as my kids will tell you, I do not rock out. So
What? Well, this blows my whole image of you, Rich.
Yeah, we thought you were the rock and roll dad.
I move around different lets, but I can't tell you. Boy, this is really embarrassing. I can't.
Well, you're welcome. You're like, what? Why?
You know less about me now.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Fulfilling the title.
Now, let's just off the top of our heads, before we get too serious here, with John and I's image of you, we'll pick out the song that we think you would have picked to rock out.
Oh,
yeah,
rock
the
out.
song. Yeah, the song. Well, it's like you're getting ready to work out the song that's going to get you. I'm thinking Tush from ZZ Top. For Rich Ferber.
I would be more like something from Motley Crue.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. All right.
Yeah, okay. I can see it.
Kickstart My Heart or something like
Yeah.
that. Don't go away, man. Just go away.
He's got the look.
All right, so John, what would you? You're picturing Rich. He's getting ready to work out. He's got the sweatbands on his wrist, the headband around the head.
I'm gonna think something Red Hot Chili Peppers. Is
Gonna give it away. Give it away.
Yeah, I think it's give it away.
All right, now let's get into today's topic, Rich.
Okay.
Now that
We're
we've
being-
I gotta run now.
Right.
All right, let's just say we're having a rally for Rich. Your walk-up music.
Gene Pitney.
Well, it's funny, there's a one time you were once a candidate for the state legislature.
I was. Let's talk about trivia.
And did you have any campaign music that you used at that?
I did not.
Oh, okay.
I guess I should have.
Yeah, see, that's why you didn't
Because
move on.
The biggest thing I did was go door to door, which actually was kind of fun. I was surprised how much I enjoyed that part of the campaign. But,
Did you get any doors slammed in your face and you say, "I'm Rich," and then boom?
I didn't catch what you said.
Did you get any doors slammed in your face as soon as you announced your name?
No, I had a couple people who were cold.
Yeah.
They said, I know who you are.
Right.
But no. One person did think said God was going to punish me.
Oh, wow.
Well,
That was nice of them.
And you have a nice day too.
Gotta get you for that, Walter.
And then, but I get home that day and I get an unsolicited donation from the priest at the parish he used to attend.
No.
So a contribution. So I'm thinking, all right, I don't think God's playing favorites in this race, but I'm going to go with a priest. Rather
I would tend to go. Yeah, I would say that's a sign.
God's candidate. I'm surprised somebody hasn't used that.
Well,
They probably have.
it's funny you say that because maybe that is the slogan of I think the person that we're going to be talking about today, and that is the person that could potentially and maybe likely be the next state senator for Livingston County, and that's one Mike Detmer.
Yeah, I think he's got more than a half a chance. Just the way things are unfolding, and although I don't know if he's a religion one. I went to an event that Lana held once to talk. I wanted to see her explanation for all the evils of the CRT, and in the Q&A part, somebody was talking about how the world is going to hell in a handbasket, and she said, "Oh, I know," she said, "I've read Revelations. I know it's coming. I just don't know when." So I think she's got the religious side of it, but she may need it. I think Mike Detmer has a chance.
So
he's got the Trump backing, and he just picked up Bob Bizot, and Bizot has proven to be a huge vote getter. Whether that translates to an endorsement, you don't know. But Detmer already got when he ran for Congress as a total unknown, he got beaten in the primary, but he won in Livingston County. And I think what I think goes on. This is perhaps a stretch, but I watch people like Lana and to an extent Ann Boland, and they kind of light the fire of the conspiracy, of the fear of the other and all that, and then they can't control it. And people like Detmer come and take it step farther and put people like Lana on the defensive.
Well, we know that Ann Bolin follows the podcast, so maybe she could light a fire for us and get the followership up.
Ask her then with all this stuff about the fake votes that they haven't been able to find any fraudulent votes.
They just got to keep looking, Rich. They just got to keep looking.
There's some, I guess.
Well, but the co-chair of the state Republican Party fraudulently filed as a false elector for a presidential elector, and they don't seem to have any problem with that.
Right.
So they tried to nullify 5 million votes, and that's no big deal. But I think they might have come up with 2 or 3 questionable votes, but even those aren't fraudulent. But let's go back to Detmer. I mean,
okay. Well, let me ask you this. So yeah, let's kind of get on track specifically about Mike Detmer. So Mike Detmer, he ran against Alyssa Slotkin in 2020, I'm sorry, he ran in the Republican primary. Right, my bad. Yeah. He lost to Paul Young, who eventually lost to Slotkin. He was planning to run again for the Republican primary for Congress, but then switched to run against Lana Tice, and it seemed to be a bit opportunistic, which I know is shocking in politics, that he saw a vulnerability in Lana Tice, and that this was a place where he could potentially gain a foothold. And in places like Livingston County, where the primary really is the election,
it's totally the election, right. And I think you make a great point. I mean, give him credit that he saw an opportunity there. I didn't think anybody could get to the right of Lana Tice.
Right.
I thought she was about as solid, and he saw that. Even though she questioned the election, even though she goes after schools for teaching CRT, it wasn't enough, and he notched it up another gear, and to some degree, I think he's got a chance.
Well, let me ask you this, just hypothetically here. So you got Detmer and Tice running. Let's just say whoever wins, are they going to question the validity of the election?
Of course.
I'm just saying.
But I think you got another question here. Does it matter who wins? I mean, exactly what position does Detmer take, even though he's a little bit more extreme with it, that's any different than what Lana does?
Well, he's pushed, like you said, it's hard to imagine somebody running more to the right of Lana Tice, and yet he has, but he's pulled her, I guess, or pushed her, however you want to frame it, further to the right. So even if she does win the primary, she has veered course even further to the right in order to stake that claim. But I guess the vulnerability that she sort of manifested, it came about as exactly over the issue of the 2020 election, where she kind of wanted to have it both ways.
Yes, yeah. But then she got on that committee with McBroom,
right.
and they looked at all the stuff and said, you know what, there's nothing here.
Well, and that was the State Senate Oversight Committee report came out last summer that basically said, look, there was no mass fraud that went on. Yes, you're going to find these individual cases, but there was no mass fraud. The election results are valid. And all of these conspiracy theories, I mean, it wasn't even just a generalized statement. It was a very specific statement that said a lot of these conspiracy theories, especially the ones that were pushed by, say, Rudy Giuliani, are completely false. They don't bear out. There's no evidence to sustain them. She signed on to that report, and I think the minute she put her signature on that report is when she became vulnerable.
Well, she did, yeah. I mean, but she has played a game where facts don't matter, and now it's coming back to haunt her, I believe. The McBroom report, and McBroom was a Trump supporter. He's a dairy farmer from Upper Peninsula. He seems to be a very solid guy. But the report said, look, there's a number of things, particularly down in Detroit, where people just didn't understand the process and made allegations weren't true. Or, like you mentioned, the Giuliani team and others who specifically tried to manufacture lies that they knew weren't true. And that's part of what the McBroom report said, that they recommended that if people are trying to profit off these lies, we're talking about you, Patrick Kolbeck, they should be prosecuted.
I mean, it was a pretty very specific to the point. I mean, it could have been generalized and non-specific, but it got very specific. And
they took all the complaints, the lack of people being allowed into the to the recount place down in Detroit, the question of birth dates being unusual, which were holding places. You're absolutely right. They were very specific and said this was a final election. There was nothing wrong with the results. Trump lost by 154,000 votes. Let's go forward. And Lana got between a rock and a hard place. She knew the facts, so she couldn't object to the report because she knew it was true. But it then weakened her position.
So she made the cardinal mistake in politics, which is she did the right thing.
No, I know what you're saying, but no, she did the right thing after pushing the wrong.
I'm not trying to excuse what I'm just saying. At that moment, she did the right thing, and now she's paying for it.
Well, every now and then you gotta say, all right, you win on that one. But you gotta wonder how the mudslinging is going to go.
Well, but then
between the two
stuff, which I always liked when I was working at the paper. I mean, you got Bob Bazat, who's come out of nowhere to endorse
Detmer.
But Bazat, 2 years ago, when he first ran for the state house, seemed to have this open course to the Lansing, and then all of a sudden, who comes up to run against him in a primary but Megan Reckling, who is the chief of staff for, wait for it, Lana Tice.
What?
So I'm
Wow.
just wondering if there's just some payback going on.
Right. I don't think you have to. I don't think you have to wonder. I think it clearly. I think it is. I'm going to go out on a limb and say this was clearly payback. And Bob. He knows which way the wind blows, and
It's got to be a pretty good wind to move Bob.
Yeah. I want to say Rich Perlbert
said that.
But
Bob's close friends in the sheriff's
point
department. We drive a lot.
Let's face it. Bob is doubled. Yeah. But Bazat has doubled down on the right wing hardcore conspiracy stuff. And I think for people who look, I've known Bob for 20 years. Worked with him, very amiable guy, nice guy. I've always gotten along with him, and I think only in the last couple of years, I mean, to see him move so far to the right and embrace these disproven conspiracy theories, and yet he is very popular.
He's extremely popular.
Right.
I don't know if I've known a good as effective a vote getter in Livingston County politics as Bob Bazat.
Right.
Yeah. He after all this time as sheriff, he decides to run for county commissioner, and he knocks off an incumbent Republican pretty easily. And then and he rolled. I mean, his vote totals in the primary were a lot. He got over 9,000 votes.
Right.
Which is a lot. I mean, I didn't know that until I ran. But in my race, which is a similarly sized district, the four candidates got a total of 10,000 votes. So he almost got as many votes as we gathered total. And I find Bob amiable, but I know he's got a quick temper, and I know he doesn't burden his mind with study or facts.
Don't want to burden the mind there.
Yeah. Well,
I know a guy that gets pretty fired up too.
What? so now let's not. Now we're assuming. What were we taking off on a helicopter? We are assuming that whoever wins the Republican primary will go on to become the state senator. Of course, that's not counting in who the Democratic candidate will be, who is one Jordan Genso, who, by the way, is sponsoring this segment. So full disclosure, we should point out that Jordan Genso, who is going to be the Democratic candidate for this state Senate spot, is the sponsor of the segment. Now, the sponsorship...
I'm assuming that, but there's always a chance for a write-in, so I don't think Jordan should sit on this. No, I'm not Jordan. Jordan was an unexpected candidate, right, because Mike Tipton had health issues, and so Jordan stepped in. And I tell you what, I've got a lot of respect for Jordan. He believes a reasonable discussion can carry the day, and he's a decent guy.
He shouldn't get into politics then.
But I don't see how. I know the district goes beyond Livingston County. County, but
Right.
I think it doesn't get any more.
I mean, the boundaries changed, but I think they became, I would say, even more red, not less. I don't know.
I think you might be right. I mean, maybe the southern part of Genesee. I'm not sure if that, but I think that's pretty rural. The western part of Ingham is going to be quite red.
Well,
I just don't see. I mean, I'm glad he's running. I think he'll stay on the issues. He'll bring up good topics, but I think the primary winner is going to be.
I mean, I think.
Mike Detmer.
Well, I think George. It'll be curious to see what happens after the primary. If Mike Detmer wins the primary, and he is indeed the candidate, he is such a lightning rod because this is a guy that said lock and load, bring guns to the polls. This is a guy who has palled around with the Proud Boys. This is a guy who has shown a disdain for democracy. Sorry. And so if he becomes the candidate in the primary, which is entirely possible, I think there's going to be a lightning rod effect where suddenly all of that is going to become, because it's right now that's all local.
Which of those positions do you think makes him a pariah in the Republican Party?
Not in the Republican Party. I'm talking about post-primary. And so
but something like 30% of the voters in November pulled straight party Republican ticket right off the bat.
Right.
Doesn't matter. So he's got 30% of the votes before.
Oh, I'm not doubting. No. You're misunderstanding. I'm not saying he's the Republican candidate. Whoever comes out of that primary is the likely is going to be the likely winner in November. I'm not, but I'm just saying I wouldn't just dismiss the Democratic candidate out only because, like I said, I think once Detmer is elevated to a certain level and his profile becomes up, there's a potential, and this is a lot of, if this happens, this happens, this happens, this happens things, but there is the potential that this is a guy who could easily shoot himself in the foot. And I don't know, he could draw the antagonism that he could draw to this race, the attention he could draw to the race. We'll see. I would never say never, but I guess we'll find out.
Donald Trump said an awful lot of antagonistic and inflammatory things, and I think he took the district by about 65%. So
right.
I wish you were right, but I can't imagine what Detmer would say. I mean, Democrats aren't going to vote for him no matter what, but I can't see any Republicans switching to vote for a Democrat.
Well, look, if you're going to start bringing in facts and logic, we can't continue this conversation. I'm sorry.
Call me Jordan Jr.
I'm sorry. We're not going to have any of that.
All right. Well, time will tell, I guess.
No, I wish you were right, but I mean, it's just such a straight Republican. But I mean, Mona, when she ran against
Mona Shand,
was probably one of the best candidates that Democrats have had. She was well liked. She was well liked among Republicans, and she still got beat.
Right.
Now, Ann Boland is no Mike Detmer, so that's not an entirely fair comparison. But I just, I'm not trying to be negative. It's just
Well, you're succeeding nonetheless.
No, you're just going with the facts.
Right, which is why we have to wrap this up. We cannot be talking to people about facts and logic.
I'm supposed to do that. I'm supposed to let you know this.
All right. Think about your musical choices, and next week when we talk to you, we'll get your playlist.
Okay. Well, I actually am going out to the treadmill right now.
Oh, okay.
Have to turn on some music.
Yeah.
And you guys keep up the good work.
All right, thanks, Rich. Have a great week.
Thank you.
All right, it's The Less You Know with Rich Perlberg here on Mike and John Got It Going On.
Brought to you by Firehouse Doors, located in Livingston County, serving residents for the past 24 years. Family-owned, striving to treat each customer like family. Mike Witt, a proud U.S. Air Force veteran, and Firehouse Doors, your one-stop shop for residential, commercial, and rolling steel overhead door needs. And for the past 21 years, they've been Livingston County's only authorized distributor for CHI overhead doors. You can call them today, 810-599-7480. And when you buy a garage door and opener package, Firehouse Doors will upgrade Mike and John listeners to a belt drive battery backup opener at no extra cost. That includes the MyQ camera backup system.
We did a little test of John's garage yesterday during the post show. For those that see us on YouTube.
Yeah, you can go see that post show there.
We were looking for the birds, and you know what? The birds took off.
Yeah,
There was birds the day before, but not birds
My
yesterday.
garage is like a bird. It's a hangout. They don't live there. They just kind of hang out for a little bit, and then they split. Then they split with the car. When
They have their party. They're like teenagers. They
Right.
have that party, then they leave.
Oh, crap! The parents are home. Let's go.
But if you had the IQ,
Oh, if I had my
you'd
cue, I don't know what's
have
going on.
footage.
Yeah. I wonder if I could add like a speaker to it. I could speak to them, get out of my garage. Anyway, if you do all that, it's a $275 savings, and that is good through June 15th.
All right. Thanks to Firehouse Doors. Let's see. For those who missed it, the earlier answer in our trivia question was bra. Women having a favorite bra. Do you know if your wife has a favorite bra? I don't know if my wife does.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Here's what I do know about my wife's bras, is that if I do the laundry, she's always like, don't put them in the dryer. You can't put them in the dryer. They got to air dry.
I don't. Those go in the delicate section.
Well, and she gives me, and then there's like a little a bag.
baggie.
Like a thing. You put it in the bag, and then you have to air dry.
Yeah, if you had anything.
Yeah.
I would go, what's this bag for?
Yeah.
Am I putting my underwear in there?
The next thing you
Some
know,
socks?
we're wearing bras. It looks like weird science. Who the hell knows what's going on?
Put them on our heads.
So, okay.
But
Do
we
you have a
appreciate-
piece of clothing that's more than 10 years old?
Oh, God.
I mean-
I think I have sweatshirts that
Well,
are older than my kids.
Right. I have shirts that
So.
definitely shirts, but I mean like delicates.
I probably have a pair of holy underwear or something. I can get one more wear out of these.
I just got rid of a pair of underwear not that long ago because the elastic was like all gone. And I know people are like, why am I listening to him talk about his underwear?
Yeah, why
But,
are you
Yeah,
listening
well,
to
because
him
I'm
talking
talking
about
about it.
his
What are you going to do? Get your own podcast. Anyway, so I finally had to let him go. And because they kept letting me go as they fell down my. I kept pulling them.
Well, it's bad because they just don't hold on the body like they used to.
And then
so it's time. Whether
and then
it's the
you're
legs
digging
or-
in your pants and you're looking around as no one looking around. We pull these up and then that's not a good look.
Well, Father's Day is coming up. Recent survey asked people what they would do if they won the lottery. 83% of people said they would never tell anybody if they won the lottery.
I'm in that group.
I don't know. I mean, maybe your significant other, family.
Well, you have to tell your significant other.
Unless you just take the money and hit the
Yeah.
road, you're gone.
No, I mean, right?
No.
That's But I would not want to be one of those people. I would say definitely anonymous. I do not want to be. No, I don't need every Tom, Dick, and Harry.
John, old boy.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, remember we were in 8th grade science together? Remember?
Remember? Yeah, you were the idiot that kept picking on
I
me.
showed you how to light
Yeah.
your Bunsen burner? So, yeah, 83% said they would not tell anybody if they won the lottery.
I wouldn't. Now, if you won the lottery,
Yes.
whether you told someone or not,
Right.
what would be the first thing you would do with that money?
Spend it. No, invest it wisely.
Well, yeah.
I would report it to the government and
Here's-
say, how much do you want?
But I've seen so many stories of lottery winners who end up
broke.
broke because they gamble it or they give it all away or whatever. And I think if I won one of those big lottery, not one of those paltry $50 million, I don't have time for that. But if I won one of those $300-400 million lottery prizes, I would take $20 million of that instantly.
Wait, you just did $3 million, and now you're taking $20 million.
Swiss
You
bank
gotta do
account.
the million.
Swiss
You gotta
bank
do the
account, baby. Boom.
math. All right, so
Get it away from me. It's there.
What do the Swiss have about their bank accounts
No
that make
laws.
them?
We do not ask any questions.
I
Just
would give it to
put
that
your money
Nigerian
here.
prince. That's what I would do, is give it to that Nigerian prince. That
Oh
likes to
yeah,
email
God,
me.
he's emailing you too.
Yeah,
He is a
yeah.
nice guy. Nice guy.
Seems like he needs the money.
Okay, yeah, because you're gonna be one of those broke lottery winners.
Yeah. Another survey asked 2,000 Americans from Good Cook Kitchenware. They asked, about our snacking habits? About our snacking
What
habits.
about our snacking habits?
92% of people say they judge their significant other by their snacking habits. Kind of giving them the guilt look, like, you really going to eat all that?
Right.
Yeah.
Like for instance,
Or, go ahead.
I was just gonna say,
Oh.
if you give me a box of fiddle faddle, and you go, here, have a snack.
Well, you don't give John a
No,
whole
don't
box.
give me a box.
Give him a
'cause
little bowl.
That's what I'm saying, because I just fiddle faddle's like, it's good stuff.
It's your
That's good
kryptonite.
stuff. That's good stuff.
Fiddle faddle better than
Or
Cracker
a
Jack.
box of Samoa Girl Scout cookies. That's another one. Don't give me the box. Don't even give me a
You
sleeve.
did so well when we had that box of Girl Scout
Well,
cookies.
because you were counting. I was under the microscope. There was one point I thought, well, I could eat the rest of them and then just go buy another box and replace them.
I would be able to tell if it was a replacement box.
Like,
By the way, it was opened.
These cookies aren't stale.
Milk chocolate is the most popular type of chocolate, but 1 in 5 like white chocolate more.
Yeah.
So the question is, and we're going to have to look at this because I don't know the answer to this. Does white chocolate have any chocolate in it at all? Because I don't think it. Maybe it has some cocoa. Like
I'm sure
a
it
tad
does.
of cocoa or something. But white chocolate does not taste like chocolate.
All right.
So is there any?
Actually, it is not even chocolate because it does not contain cocoa particles.
Exactly.
It is just cocoa butter mixed with sugar, often with a little vanilla added for flavoring.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
vanilla.
I did not know that.
It's vanilla.
I just assumed it was like bleached chocolate.
No, well, it doesn't taste like chocolate at all.
You're right. I guess now that you say
There's
that.
no chocolate.
I hadn't
flavor.
thought of that. Wow. What a revelation.
See, you did learn a little something today. That white chocolate has no chocolate
It's
whatsoever.
about time.
1 in 7 people actually prefer pizza cold than hot.
I'm one of them. Well, prefer it? No, I guess I couldn't say I prefer
It's like, I'm too lazy to go
I
to the microwave.
like
Wait
pizza.
15 seconds.
It's like, I like it. I don't like reheated pizza though.
Oh, I
you
do.
can't quite unless you're going to put it in a pizza oven.
Well, not, yeah, put it in the oven.
The
You
microwave,
gotta wait
it
for
never quite. It's yeah. But cold pizza, I like cold pizza.
2 in 3 people say they're willing to try apple pie with cheddar cheese on top.
No.
And when I worked in a restaurant, that's
a thing,
People
I
would
know.
say, "Yeah, I
Right.
want cheese on top of apples, really?" But that's not.
Okay. To each their own. This is America, Mike.
Yeah, you can make. Those
And if you want to
choices.
put cheese on top of your pie, whatever, weirdo.
That's
up to you.
If you want to eat peanut butter and pickle sandwich, you can. 61% of people said they would try it. 21% said they would.
Oh.
No, definitely no.
I'll try it.
Peanut butter and pickles?
I'd try it.
No.
Are they sweet gherkins?
It doesn't say what kind of pickle.
Yeah, it's be sweet. If they're
Gotta
sweet
be a
gherkins.
sweet gherkin.
Well, if they're sweet, then it goes with the peanut butter.
That's almost like relish, then, isn't it?
I'll
when you think
have a
about it.
relish sandwich.
A relish and peanut butter sandwich is kind of what.
Now
you're-
wait a minute, you might be onto something.
No, I'm not onto anything in that.
So,
All right.
yeah.
So we want to learn a little more.
No,
Sure.
we've learned quite enough today.
Are you sure?
No. What do you got?
I got the 2-cent history lesson.
Well,
coming
yeah,
up, so
I knew
we'll
that.
learn
I
a
knew
little
that.
on
I knew that was coming.
Yeah, that's coming.
Yeah.
After we talk about if you're going to have a pool party with people you used to work with,
Right.
you might want to make sure you checked in with Roman's Pools and Supplies.
Right.
To make sure your pool is ready for
Hey,
that
wait a
pool
minute.
party you're about to have.
I'm having a pool party with people I used to work with.
Yes, if they decide to show up now that they've learned more and more about you.
One of
This guy
them-
doesn't even know that white chocolate
One of them-
doesn't have any chocolate in it.
You didn't either. You asked me to look it up.
I was double checking, but I had my doubts.
Right.
I said, I don't think it has.
Yeah. One of the people I actually continue to work with, and there's some mornings I wonder why.
I don't even know if I'm going to come to the alumni.
I'm sure you,
pool
as you
party.
drive over here every morning, you're like, why am I still working with this idiot?
Every day.
So,
You know why? Because he has a pool, and I want to hop in the pool because the
Well, you
pie
have a
would be
pool,
good
too.
for you. Yes,
And
Roman's
bo-
Pools, Pool Supplies and Services.
both of us are Roman's Pools customers, and very satisfied. Of course, the established leader in pool sales and service, Roman's Pool Supplies and Services, with locations in Howell and Brighton. And I have to go get my water tested, I believe, today or tomorrow. It's been a few, and I want to go. It's looking good, but you always want to maintain. And they do a great job of letting you know exactly what it is your pool needs to be clear and clean throughout the summer.
They'll check and see how many people have peed in your pool. You'll be able to tell.
You know, that would be nice if they had a diagnostic test. But the thing is anytime you have kids over, if you have the relatives come over and you're like,
Or seniors.
you just assume. You just assume. You're
You
like,
just
yeah.
assume.
I got a
never
couple
really
bags
did.
of shock waiting for as soon as they leave.
What if you have seniors in the pool?
Whatever.
Weak bladder?
Whatever.
They can test your pool water and make sure it's safe for everybody after that.
do a diagnostic pee test. According to our tests, you've had 14 people pee in your pool, right?
It looks like one has high blood pressure, the other one's suffering from diabetes.
Be quite a diagnostic test.
Somebody might have a bladder infection.
You know what?
Too.
Someday maybe they will have that. And if they had that technology, Roman's Pool Supplies,
would.
they'd be the ones to have it.
Roman's Pools Supplies, your pool's best defense, and that's pools with an S.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
They know how to spell, too. That's always good.
Yeah, sometimes I don't spell so well, but we know they do. Today's Donald Duck Day, by the way.
You
We
mentioned
started
that,
with
yeah.
the show with letting you know that Donald Duck does indeed have a middle name, and it begins with F.
Donald F. Duck?
Donald F. Duck.
Donald F. Duck.
Donald F. Duck. The
Fred?
F stands
Is it
for Fauntleroy.
Fauntleroy?
Fauntleroy.
Donald Fauntleroy?
Duck. Yes.
How the hell did he get that?
That was probably Probably one of his creators, Walt Disney's relatives.
I mean,
And
Fauntleroy.
It's a very, very royal type in name, isn't it?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's got like a,
It's got an upper scale sound to it. You don't see too many low scale Fauntleroys, do you? Fauntleroy kind of like a king's assistant. Oh, Fauntleroy. National Strawberry Rhubarb Day. Strawberry Rhubarb Pie Day. Rhubarb on its own. Throw strawberries. It's kind of like strawberry filler.
Yeah, I don't really like rhubarb pie.
Well,
I mean,
rhubarb.
not that I won't eat it. I'm just saying.
All right, out of courtesy to the baker,
I will eat this third slice only because I'm being courteous.
This is why most of the time when people get strawberry rhubarb pie, they get it a la mode. Because the vanilla ice cream covers the crap of the rhubarb. Because what is rhubarb? It's like...
It's celery.
Celery.
It's kind of like sweet celery, really, isn't it?
I think it's sour. I don't even know. As a former baker, I used to make strawberry rhubarb pie, and I'm like, why do people eat this? For the strawberries. 1902.
It's the same people that put cheese on their pie.
No, you can't put the cheese lover with the rhubarb lover.
Now, what if you put cheese on your rhubarb pie? I'm going to do 2 scoops of ice cream.
You have to get your pool water tested again after that. 1902, the first automat opened in Philadelphia. It was a forerunner, the automat, a forerunner to the vending machine in a cafeteria.
You've ever seen those things?
I have not.
It was like a wall of little windows where the food would be put in. There was a kitchen behind there, and you would just put your quarter in and open it up and pull out your sandwich or whatever it was. But I mean, it was like...
but it's like a vending machine. You see I want my bologna sandwich.
Right.
Then you get 2.
And then you go, why am I eating a bologna sandwich out of a vending machine?
Yeah.
What, a death wish?
Times are tough. 1934, Walt Disney created Donald Duck.
Oh.
He appeared for the first time in a silly symphony cartoon called The Wise Little Hen, which was released on this day. Thus, Donald Duck Day. Donald F. Duck.
Right. And over the next 20 years, he appeared in over 150 films.
Did he really?
Yeah.
No pants in any of those films.
I just knew that off the top of my head. I'm not reading it off the computer.
No, not at all. 1940, the U.S. Congress authorized employers to withhold funds from employees' income taxes from their paychecks. How about that?
How about that? It's like whenever when you were a teenager or whatever, you had your very first job and you got your first check and you're like, yeah, and you go,
I got $3.25 an hour.
Who's FICA? Who's this FICA dude? Why is he taking my money?
That's FICA.
That old FICA.
Donald FICA.
Tell you what I'll do with
Duck.
FICA. FICA can go.
1978, the highest price ever to date was paid for a single book. In 1978, the University of Texas paid $2.4 million for a Gutenberg Bible.
Ah, the old Gutenberg.
Yeah, you could have just went to a hotel and taken one out of that. Well, it might have been Gideon's.
I don't think it's
still
the same, but yeah.
For the Gutenberg Bible.
Gutenberg, yeah.
The Gutenberg.
Yeah, that was before he was in Police Academy.
Had a G on it. It was the G of the Bible. Wilson Phillips on this day in 1990. Wilson Phillips went to number 1 on the U.S. hit charts.
Oh my God.
With Hold On.
I can hear that song right now in my head.
25 years earlier to the day, Wendy and Carney's father, Brian Wilson, from the Beach Boys, also hit number 1 with Help Me Rhonda. How about that? Let that sink in for a minute. Okay, we're done. And it was announced on this day in 2002.
No, hold on. I'm still thinking of the video. Wilson Phillips.
Hold on for one more day.
Okay, go on.
Do you want to hum a few bars?
Hold on for one more day. No,
don't do that.
That's
And finally, 2002, it was announced that Rolling Stone Mick Jagger would be given a knighthood for his services to music.
Sir Mick.
Sir Mick.
Sir Mick.
Sir Mick-a-lot.
Sir Mick.
That's your 2 cent history lesson for today. Did we learn anything today? Yes, we did.
We did.
Donald's middle name.
Well, it's Fauntleroy.
Fauntleroy.
Yes. And we also learned that there's no chocolate in white chocolate.
Yeah, we learned a lot.
We did learn a lot today. And we talked about politics and all that crap. Yeah. But we learned the important stuff. No chocolate in white chocolate.
And Fauntleroy.
Oh, and Fauntleroy. I already forgot it.
Donald Duck's middle name.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. All right.
Did you ever have a favorite Donald Duck episode?
Gosh, not the one I can think of.
I gotta say, I wasn't a big fan of Donald.
I mean, he wasn't. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
he
wasn't.
was all right. I didn't really like a whole lot of the Disney
I'm a
characters.
goofy guy.
Yeah,
Yeah, if I'm Disney, I'm going goofy.
Yeah, if I'm Disney, I'm going like Buzz Lightyear or something. A little bit.
Oh, you're more modern. You're more
modern.
You're more contemporary.
Yeah, I mean,
I like the classics. The Her, but so.
well, then Disney went and bought out a bunch of other ones. So
Right.
can you look at those as Disney characters? Original.
Well, Disney owns everything now.
yeah, they do.
Yeah, you hear
they own
they're-
this podcast.
I hear they're in talks to buy this podcast, which for
Hey, Walmart bought the Broncos.
couple
Why
free
not?
couple free passes to Disney World. It's yours.
And the speed pass, bargain, buddy,
Oh,
bargain.
you know what? Just the speed pass. We'll buy things. Just give us a speed pass. Murphy's Family Auto. Make sure you give them a call. Schedule your appointment, 517-552-3040. They're now open Saturdays, 8 to 1. Tell them Mike and John sent you. You save 5% off your bill.
That's 5%.
I thought you were saying hi.
Hi.
Murphy's Family Auto. Your car knows. Murphy'sFamilyAuto.com.
All right. Let the girls take us out of this here show. Hey, don't forget to open the door tomorrow. You know where we're going to be tomorrow.
Howl Nutrition, Friday.
7 a.m. We want to see you there. You can giggle with us there too.
Yeah.
Right next to Planet Fitness.
Yes. In Howell. So we'll see you there Friday, 7 a.m. Howl Nutrition.
We've got gibbies. That's free stuff.
All right, we're post show.
Post show.
This is the time of the show where we go, oh yeah, we have to have some post show crap.
Well, that's what I was saving the white chocolate stuff for, but
Oh.
we jumped ahead.
You jumped
we did the
right
post
into it.
show during the show.
Okay, then I think we're done.
So, all right. Yeah.
Don't you think?
You know what? We're going to give folks a break today. You know, you don't have to put up with us.
You know what? You're welcome.